Hello, I'm Ray Heron, you're watching MotoNZ, and today we're travelling electric. Today we are riding on a Lifan E3. What is it? It's a little electric scooter. It's a moped. It's cheap to register. It doesn't require a warrant of fitness. It's completely silent. And yes, I'm riding along in shorts and t-shirt. Let me get to that. Come at me in the comments below about riding around on a scooter in shorts and t-shirt. I've been a proponent of AdventureGuide my entire riding life, but realistically we're all adults. I believe that young people should be taught what they're in for if they come off at 100 kilometers an hour down the motorway. But I also believe in free choice, and you choose whether you're going to wear the gear or not. But if you're not going to wear the gear, accept the responsibility of not wearing the gear and knowing that the skin on my elbows and knees will become non-existent very quickly. That said, I'm taking all the risks into account that I'm riding a Lifan E3. Top speed, I believe, is 55 kilometers an hour. And if I come off, it's my own fault. So, with that aside, let's talk about the fun little electric thing that is the Lifan E3. Now, the first question most people have when they encounter something electric is range. Yeah, you will get a bit of range anxiety. This is not the sort of thing you would buy if you live outside of town. If you live in town, for example, I live in Silverstream, and I worked in Upper Hutt, this would be the perfect thing, because I could zip up and down the 50 kilometer an hour roads between Silverstream and Upper Hutt, no dramas. It's, as I said, 50 kilometers an hour, you can't go on a motorway. You shouldn't go on a motorway. I think it's illegal to go on the motorway. That said, I've heard people say, oh, those Lifans, they're no good with hills. Right now, I'm going through a tiny little, would you call this a suburban street? And we're doing 35 k's an hour up a reasonably steep hill. This is a hill that I wouldn't really want to walk up. We've used 5% of my battery on this ride already. It was fully charged. That said, it's a nimble little thing. And if you lived up here, and you were just going from here to Upper Hutt, you could do this. Lifan E3. Completely electric, takes about 5 hours to charge fully. Range is probably about 60 kilometers. But I don't know if you'd want to ride this much further than that, right? The beauty of this thing is, though, no warrant of fitness. So no charges, no annual charges. Registration is about $150 for 3 months. Or was that 6 months? Registration is cheap. You could ride this on a learner car license, and parking is easy. It's also very maneuverable and very light for what I expected to be something quite heavy as an electric scooter. I actually really like this thing. I think this is fun. We've got a bit of storage under the seat. We've got a little bit of wind protection. I got a front and rear brake. The hub-mounted motor on the back is by Bosch, so it's quality kit. I've got 3 speed settings. Now, up till now, I've only been riding in 3, the fastest one. But I can put this in 1 and have it as a crawl. 2, quite easily powered for like a learner or something. We've got headlights, we've got indicators, we've got a horn, and it's a step-through scooter. You know what else is cool? Is we've got pegs down here, so we can carry a pillion if we need to. Now, I've carried my boy on this thing. He's 6 years old, weighs about 20 kg, and to be fair, it performed as you would expect. Extra weight, is not going to be a rocket ship, but as a gateway drug man, that little 6-year-old is gagging to get back on this thing. He's been saying, and this is actually his school just here, he's been saying, Dad, can you take me to school on the scooter? And I'm like, dude, absolutely. Because as a motorcyclist myself, there is nothing better than sharing the passion of two-wheeled transport with my son. and I'm extremely excited to do that. Now, I'm purposely trickling around the little suburban streets near my house to give you kind of a taste of what this thing does on these steep little hills in Silverstream. If you lived in Christchurch down on the flat and you went into town, you'd be doing 50 k's each way. If you lived in, I don't know, Auckland, and you lived and worked in Papakura, for example, this could be a realistic mode of transport. This little hill is quite a steep little hill. Right, and then to go down the other side, we'll be able to do 50 k's easy. 45, that's about a comfortable speed. Did I just lose my camera? Oh, I have lost a camera. I wonder where that is. Hold that thought, team. Let's go on a camera hunt. Oh, someone's coming up behind me. There it is. Did we break it? Oh, we didn't break it. Look at that. That's a shame. That's my Hero 9 too. She's been doing well, that old girl. It came off because it was only held on by a magnet. Right, I lost my train of thought now, but you know what we can do? Turn the scooter off, pop the key. That is the amount of storage we've got under this job. So, I mean, that's my camera box. Under that plate is the battery, and that's it. We've got a kickstand, we've got a center stand. That's our little hub-mounted motor there. Double rear shocks. It's cool. It's cool. Let's go somewhere. Oh, got to turn my key on. Speed 3. Oh, check this out. How do I do this? So this here, you got different coloured backlights on here. This is something you don't get on proper motorbikes. Yellow, pink, white, blue, green, red. Yeah, man. Horn, indicators, headlight, high beam, low beam, hazard lights. This is our little starter. When we get down on the flat, remind me, I've got something really cool to show you. Right, down the hill we go. There you go, 47 kilometers an hour, and I'm not even touching the accelerator anymore. This thing will do 50 easy. But, you know, do you need to go much faster than that? Now, because it's a moped, there's no ABS. It does have linked braking, so if I pull one lever, it kind of attaches both brakes. But, you know, little wheels also, so it's never going to be the most plush riding experience, but it's more than adequate. Brakes are great. Round the roundabout, indicate right, indicate left on the exit. So that little jaunt up through the hills, that sucked up quite a bit of battery. We're down to 89% now, but pootling along on the flat, you're not going to use anything like that kind of battery. We'll go find some flat road, because this little scooter has something that most motorcycles, entry-level motorcycles especially, don't have. Alright, that's how much power I want to use. I'm going to push and hold the starter, and now I've got cruise control on this scooter. How freaking cool is that? Got someone behind me. We're pootling along at 43 k's an hour. We'll get down on some main roads. Now, for a summer's day like this, imagine you lived in Taupo. You lived at the top of a hill, and you wanted to go down to the lake for a swim. Chuck your swimmers on, ride this thing down the hill, jump in the lake, get back out of the lake, get on this thing and go home. You know, for summer, for the batch, what an awesome way to get around. These things are cheap enough that you could do that sort of thing as well. Enough ground clearance that you can actually lean this thing over as well. I really enjoy bombing around on this little scooter. It's seriously cool. And cheap. When I run out of ergs, I go home, plug it in for a few hours, and I go again. Mum and Dad's power bill might take a hit, but I don't have to put petrol in this thing. So for a young person, a school-age kid, learn a car license, this would be absolutely perfect. Because they've got no money to put petrol in the thing. So they're putting electrons in the battery. Registration, Mum and Dad can probably help them out there, or they can get a part-time job to pay the registration. $160 twice a year, something like that. No warrant of fitness to worry about. and they've suddenly got their own independence. And you know that they're not going to go fast enough to kill themselves, generally speaking. Oh, indicator's on. It's beautifully quiet too. Not going to annoy the neighbours. Has a key. Got all the security you want. Step through. Get a bag of shopping hanging off here. It's got a rack on the back. Probably be quite good as a pizza delivery or like an Uber Eats delivery thing as well. Right. Okay, that is the Lifan E3. It's got projector headlamps. Check that out. Indicators. Tiny little front wheel, but forks. Auxiliary pegs. This here is where you plug it in to charge it. Little flap under there. The battery sits in here. Got a hub mounted motor down here with a rear drum brake, twin rear shocks, all the lighting you could want, rear rack, stick your Uber Eats box on there. I actually really like this little thing. I think it's cool. Build quality. Don't really have anything to complain about, to be honest. For the price of it, build quality is pretty good. I think they're built in China. That's not really a problem though, because they're using quality Bosch componentry. So, you know, take that with for what you will, but these things have been in New Zealand for quite a number of years too. So there are two models available. This is the Lifan E3. You can get a Lifan E4, which just has a bit more grunt in the motor. And one thing you will notice is, as the battery percentage goes down, we do start getting a little bit sluggish. That is a downside, but not a major downside. I mean, we're at 81% and I've bombed around for 15, 20 odd kilometres so far. How far is your general morning commute if you are only going from home to school or home to work and you don't have to go on a motorway? It can't be that far. That said, let's go. Let's see how far we can take this thing. Cruise control is on. That's full power. 50 kilometres an hour. More than keeping up with the flow of traffic around Upper Hutt here. Alright, I'm going to take it the full length to Ferguson Drive. If you don't know Upper Hutt, you don't know Ferguson Drive, then look at a map. We are going the full length. We're going all the way to Upper Hutt Shops and back. Let's see how much distance we can get out of this battery. Reminder, we were at 100% when I hit record on the cameras about half an hour ago. Ergonomics-wise, it's a really comfortable position. Obviously, being a motorcyclist, I'm used to having my feet out on peaks, so having them in the steps or in front of me is a little bit weird. Since traffic is stationary, we can nip up the left-hand side. It's called lane splitting. Check it out. And we're off. We'll stay left because these guys will want to pass us. We'll cut back into traffic here. Doing the 50. Cruise control back on. If this sort of thing excites you, I'm assuming you're probably already a fan of small bike stuff. But if you aren't already a fan of small bike stuff on Facebook and Instagram, go and check out Cullum's channel. Small bike stuff on YouTube, the Tube of You. He's a good dude, and he does all sorts of stuff with small bikes. I think this is probably a bit too small for him, but I get it now. Like, you don't get it until you ride one. So many motorcyclists would look at this thing, turn their nose up and go, "Oh no." But when you get on one on a beautiful blue sky day like this, you're cruising through town. I can wear shorts and t-shirt. We've discussed the pros and cons of that already. But there is, like, even just cruising through town at 45 k's an hour, this is an incredibly positive and thrilling experience. Great visibility out of the mirrors, just quietly. They're a standard mirror, standard shape, but they, good visibility. Overall ergonomics is pretty well sorted. It's a very cushy seat, very comfortable place to put my rear end. I could just sit here for, quite a while, until the battery goes flat, to be fair. And we'll split up the side again. Of course, being an electric motor, you've got all of that torque from like 1 RPM. So it can be, at low speed, a little bit jerky, especially from stop to go. But once you get moving, it's a beautifully smooth little engine. We're up to 40 k's an hour. We're keeping up with the flow of traffic, which is great. Old mate waiting for the bus back there. You know, if he had one of these, he could cruise into town and not have to wait for the bus. We're almost there, you know. We're almost at Upper Hutt town centre. And we're down to 70% battery. Now, this drive has so far been longer than most city kids in schools anywhere near here would have to go. So, your 16, 17-year-old, what's the license age nowadays? I think it's 16 now. It used to be 15. So, they get your kid one of these and they can take themselves off to school for the last 3 or 4 years of their high school time. Yes, you have no weather protection. I grant that. But when I was a kid, I walked to school 5 days a week, regardless of what the weather was doing. I walked to school in the rain, put a jacket on. Harden up. Harden up, buttercup. Right, that is Upper Hutt town centre. We'll go through the town centre. We'll do a lap, eh? Here's another electric thing. BMW i3. Doesn't tick my boxes, to be fair. But never did this before I rode it. Oh, the roads here are rough, regardless of what you're in. Don't discount the suspension on the little Lifan purely because the camera in front of me is wobbling around. One, it doesn't have a strong mount. Two, the roads are just rough. Alright, so that's a lap of town. Gonna go around this roundabout, hook a right, and start making our way back to my end of town. Down to 66% battery. Are we going to make it home? That is the big question. Will we make it back to my place with enough juice to get up the hill? Oh, cue dramatic music now. Dun 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 dun. What would win? A train or this? The trains are electric, carry more people. This, I don't have to get restricted to a train timetable. Right, we're not going to go back the same way we came. We're going to go a slightly different way. We're going to do a loop because I can't stand backtracking. Of course, if you went to the gym a bit more than me, didn't quite weigh as much, you would get further out of the battery. How's that for something to think about? Over the train tracks, hooking a right here. Indicating left to exit the roundabout. And go! Go, little Lifan! Cruise control on! Lifan or Lifan? Could be Leaf, because the logo is a leaf. The Lifan E3. Might be Lifan, you know. I might be saying it wrong. It's a wonderfully nimble little machine, though. It is lovely. Those little wheels. You feel all the bumps, but you can chuck it into corners. Sticks really well for what I would expect a little scooter to do. Alright. Picking up speed now. 50 kilometers an hour. 60% battery. Question is, do we have to slow down for the roundabout? Are we going to make it round? No! Straight through at 45 k's an hour. Beautiful. Right, well, we get round the next one without slowing down. Because you remember the game Gran Turismo on like PlayStation 1 and 2? Where you drive the old slow cars like Demios and stuff, or Fiat 500s. And the trick was, it wasn't about how fast you could go, it was about how much speed you could maintain. It's kind of what it's like here. Oh, exceeding the speed limit, would you believe it? Right, setting ourselves up for a good entry into this roundabout. How much speed are we going to have to scrub off? All of it! Oh no! Somebody's pulled out in front of us! Oh! Could have done that too! Right. 58% battery left. 58% battery, not far to go. I reckon we're going to probably have 40% battery to get back up that hill. I'm fully expecting that less than 20. You know, it's touch and go whether we're going to get up that hill or not. Also, did I mention the charger for this thing is a standard 3-pin jug cord. Runs straight out of your normal house power pin. You know, so like, although it does take longer to charge than, you know, a Tesla or a Livewire or, you know, any of these things with big, bulky, fancy electric systems, it costs less, and you can charge it up while you sleep. 56% battery remaining. It's incredibly easy to ride, as you can see. Half of this ride, I've just been one-handed on the bars. It's nimble, it's easy to ride, it's comfortable, and on a day like this, it's lovely. Right, we're going to hook a left here, go the back way. Can we? Oh, there's a big pothole in that corner. Whoa, go wide. 35 k's an hour, managed to maintain a little bit of speed. Cruise control on. Go, little scoot, go! Rumitaka prison. Won't go too close there, they might steal me, scoot. Alright, hooking it right here. Go, Scooty! This cruise control thing is awesome though. It's more like locking on the throttle than it is locking on a speed though. Like on the street triple, I've noticed you set a speed, right? 55 k's an hour. Done. This thing, you're locking on the amount of amps that it's putting into the engine. So it's not a speed, it's how much acceleration you want to put in there. Got a fairly strong headwind here. We're still cracking along at 49 kilometers an hour, indicated on the dash, which is more than fast enough for these little suburban streets. Slowing down, indicating left. Here we go. We're going to have to slow. No, we're straight into it. Definitely noticing that our acceleration has diminished somewhat. We're still cracking along perfectly fine for, you know, suburban street speeds, but we're down at 50% battery, and it's taking the poor little scoot a little bit of time to get back up to speed. Around the corner, maintaining 40 kilometers an hour. Around another corner. Good. 45 k's an hour. Alright, we're at 50% now. Are we going to make it up the hill back to the workshop? Alright, we'll go this way. And we'll take it up the easy hill. Because I've got a steep hill and I've got a longer but shallower hill. We want to give it as much chance as it can. Wobble. One more roundabout, then up a hill. 48% battery. Okay, I think it's fairly safe to say we're going to make it. The question is, how fast are we going to be able to do it? And how fast are we going to be able to get up that hill? Alright, here we go. Up the hill. 48 k's an hour at the moment. The hill does get a bit steeper though. Oh, are you still going to be in front of me? No, you're going to get out of the way. Good work. Yeah, nice. Just going to skip past some of these potholes. 51 k's an hour into the steep bit. Oh, we're dropping 45. 42. Down to 46% battery power. 40 k's an hour. Leveling out. Nice. 41. I mean, that's a fair speed to be fair around here. Leveling out and back into another hill. Okay, so we've done up 47 k's an hour. We've done 40 k's to this battery so far. That's a fair decent chunk of k's for a little scoot that's only made for really buzzing down to the shops and doing a bit of commuting. We're at the top of the hill now. 44 k's an hour. 44% battery and 33 k's an hour. We made it to the top, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the test on the Lifan E3. Thank you very much for watching. If there's anything I haven't covered, ask a question in the comments box below, and I'll endeavour to let you know. I'm going to enjoy this little scoot for a little bit longer, and then we'll sell it off. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Do you like scoots or do you not? Would you be seen dead on one of these? Do you think it's good for your son or daughter to learn their roadcraft on and get to school on? Let me know in the comments box below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hooroo!